Ready for questions? All right, we'll start right up here on front on the left side.
Sure. Coach, good afternoon. Your players obviously well aware of Alabama's propensity to take the football away and score touchdowns. How do you balance trying to attack them, playing loose, those kind of things, with an understanding that they can hurt you in that direction?
It's just, I mean, I don't, to us or to me, it doesn't matter who you're playing. It's talked about every week. I don't care if you're playing anybody. I don't care if you're playing Opelika High School, right? If you turn the ball over against anybody, it's hard to win football games. So who you're playing to me is not the point. The point is that if you want to protect your football team, you protect the football. And that's something we stress with our kids from day one at camp.
Right up front on the right side, Sam.
When you turn on the video, what are your impressions of Alabama's defensive front?
Like they belong in the SEC West, like all the rest of the ones I got to block every week. You know, good defensive front, just like the kid at Tennessee and the guys at Auburn and the guys so far in Ark. I mean, it's good football players, good fronts. I mean, that's what you're going to get. That's what you sign up for when you come and coach. What I think, I've coached in most every league. All right, that's what you sign up for when you come play in the SEC. Is you play against really good defensive fronts week in and week out.
Right here in the middle, right side, Kirk.
No, of all the quarterbacks you've had, anything that stands out most about Trevor? Any certain qualities that make him different than other quarterbacks you've had?
He's the first one I ever had from Texas. That stands out. So he talks a little funny. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm in Texas. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I'm from New Mexico. So right? But everybody thinks I'm from Jersey because I guess, how you doing, huh? I tell you, the thing that stood out most about him is because he and I showed up about the same time, is the way that he blended with our guys and kind of took stepped into the role of what I felt every football team needs, and what we needed at the point was, a leader at that position. He's a very comfortable person. And it doesn't matter where he is. It doesn't matter if he's talking to a board of CEOs or he's talking to his receivers, or I'm sure any place around it. So I really like that about him. He's got a lot of confidence in who he is, and a very grounded young man. He's just been a lot of fun to be around. And every day he comes to work, our whole thing is just be the same guy every day. Well, Trevor's the same guy every day. He comes to work. He works hard. He doesn't have ups and downs. He stays pretty even keel. Sometimes I got to kind of slow him down a little bit because he's got a lot of energy. But no, he's been awesome to work with.
Right side, Ben.
Coach, are there, this being your first Texas quarterback, and I know you've seen a good amount of them over time, are there things that
what quarterback?
Texas quarterback.
I was just kidding.
Well, no, but now that you mention it though, are there things that guys do, and not just Trevor, just in general, are there things that Texas guys do before they get to college that makes them well suited to play as freshmen or play early?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't. Yeah, I mean, good quarterback's a good quarterback. To me, it doesn't matter if he comes from Long Island or comes from California or comes from Texas. I mean, obviously, Texas high school football is at a different level than maybe a lot of other places. You got some excellent high school coaches, and they're well-coached kids. The kids I've coached from the state of Texas and in the high school system here. But I don't think being a good quarterback is geographically, if you're from this area, you can be a good quarterback. I think they come from all over.
Is the fact that they're running the spread, at a young age, and it's something that's instilled in them from they get the concepts earlier. Does that have an impact on how they play in college when they see similar offenses?
Are you talking about every place in the country?
Every place in the country.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole game has changed. I mean, you're exactly right. It's not the same game that, at least you're young, I'm old, that I grew up in. The other thing is, like, what amazes me over the last 30 years of doing this is the skill set of these kids coming out of high school, because, now it's, all right, there are 7-on-7 leagues all summer, all right, off season they're 7-on-7, they're in the weight room, when I grew up, when me and AC grew up, you played football for the 12 weeks of football season, and that's the only time you played football because you were either working on daddy's farm in the summer and you were playing basketball or running track or playing baseball, and doing those type of things in high school. But everything's become so specialized right now. So that's why, to me, you see these freshmen that can step in out of high school and be productive because they're just, their skill set is so much advanced. And conversely, the same thing with quarterbacks. I'm looking at ninth grade quarterbacks running spread offense and doing the same stuff we're doing, and they're in ninth grade, and I'm going, man, this kid's pretty good, and he's in ninth grade. So, yes, to answer your question, I think just their exposure to the game, their exposure to playing instead of turn around, hand it off, let's throw 2 passes in my JV team, They never let me throw because I couldn't throw, right? So, yes, I think that's a good point.
Right up front, Sam.
What was your first impression of Josh Reynolds when you got here?
Thought tall, fast, great eye hand, quiet, comes to work every day, doesn't say a lot but works hard. I think he is, just from the time I've been here, because I didn't really watch much film with all these guys before I got here, because I didn't want to, have a preconceived idea of who they were or what they were. And so, but I just see him really from the spring until now doing all the other things that receivers do when they don't have the ball in their hands or they're not getting the ball thrown to them. And so to me, he's really becoming a complete. You should see some of his efforts down the field blocking when he's the backside receiver. It's just those little things that you don't really notice in the stat line. All right, if you're watching the game, you don't notice it because we all follow the ball anyway. But those are the things that you watch the guys do that he's really, to me, has kind of embraced the position of being the complete wide receiver.
We'll go to the back first to Daryl and then Colin.
Coach, I know that you guys have prided yourselves in being very balanced. Do you feel like that you can have some success running the football against Alabama's defense Saturday?
Yep.
Why is that? Because I don't think Tennessee had a whole lot of success doing that. Now, they were banged up, but
We're not Tennessee. All right. We run the football. If they stop us, they stop us. All right. I don't understand the question. The question is if we can have success running the football, we're going to run the football. Now, are they a really good defense? And when they may stuff our butt, sure. All right. But we're not going to know that till Saturday at 2:30 when they kick this thing off. I know our kids. All we're worried about right now is that we had a good practice yesterday, and right now we're just really focused on watching the film today, or they'll go watch the film today, and Wednesday having a good practice. So, we're going to prepare and try to get better every day, and try to go out and run our offense and have some success against a really good football team. So, yeah, I'm a very optimistic person. So, I would like us to make at least a couple yards in the running game.
Back left, Colin.
Coach, is it beneficial having a quarterback like Trevor who has had the experience of beating Alabama in the past, even though it was 3 years ago?
I don't know. You might want to ask Trevor that. Hopefully he's got some warm fuzzies, right, about that back in his memory bank. I wasn't there, so I don't know. All right. We're all. To be honest with you, this football team, which is so awesome about them, all right, they live day by day. Okay. They don't worry. It's, that's kind of our deal, right? Play the next play. Whatever happened. Has no bearing on what's happening at this moment. And what's going to happen tomorrow, we'll worry about that tomorrow. So I think this team does a really good job of living in the moment and just worrying about us and us trying to become better as a football team every day in practice. Okay? And then at the end of the week, we get to tee it up, and then we get to see what kind of progress we've made through the week. So right now, we're just trying to get one day better. Okay, we're just trying to get Wednesday better. Let's get better at the end of Wednesday, then let's worry about Thursday. And our guys really have done a great job of staying in those moments, I believe.
Right side of the middle aisle, Suzanne.
Given that Alabama creates lots of turnovers and they like to score on all their turnovers, do you walk a fine line when you're talking to your quarterbacks or your wide receivers about, paying too much attention to not turning over the ball?
No.
Do you even mention it?
No. I mean, we don't. I mean, like I said, it's something that we talk about. I mean, that's wants to be our personality. Like I said, it doesn't matter who we're playing. Okay, we could be playing Consolidated High School. All right, I'm gonna give them the same talk I would if we're playing the New England Patriots. All right, we need to protect this football team, protect this house, and you know that's hopefully something that they've been conscious of since day one of spring ball. All right, and we don't. Hey, we call our plays and see what happens. All right, and what they say: once a gunfighter, always a gunfighter. Right?
Well, have you ever gone through a game like A&M had last year where they had 3 pick sixes against them?
No, I wouldn't. I didn't even see the film.
I mean, you personally, have you ever?
I'm sure somewhere back there, but I would never admit it.
Okay. Somebody.
Of course, my guys have never thrown a pick six. All right.